Did you know that aluminium, which once replaced woods, over the period of time became an indispensable part of our lives, mainly because of its physical and chemical attributes like its malleability and ductility. Thus, once it is subjected to a process called extrusion, it can take up any form according to the ever-changing needs of human beings. For extrusion to take place, there are different parts and machineries of an extruder, which work simultaneously to get the desired products. The first step, we procure the aluminium ingots and scraps which we melt in our melting furnace at a temperature of approximately 700 to 750 degrees Celsius to melt the aluminium. After that, we add inputs such as many other elements to form an alloy of 6063 as standard or as per customer's requirement. The second step is achieved with the help of an oven, which, as the name suggests, work at a temperature of 550 to 600 degrees Celsius. Once the logs are fed into this oven, it becomes malleable enough for further processing. The hot log then exits from the oven ready to go into the extrusion press. This loading happens with the help of an extrusion loader. A large ram then pushes the hot extrusion into the container and applies a pressure of 1100 tons, squeezing the aluminium through the steel extrusion die, and thus molding of the extrusion takes place into the shape of the profile. The extrusion dies are made up of H13 steel and vary in different shapes and sizes, and can be as large as 6 inches in diameter with 1 to 6 profile holes. We at KANISHK have more than 1000 dies to cater to a variety of market and customer need. The extrusions are stacked in length and exit the extrusion press. The entire process of extrusion is monitored digitally and the data is recorded in the server. As the hot extrusions exit the press, an extrusion puller grips and guides them on a long run-out table, which helps in keeping the extrusions away from each other. The run-out table also has a number of fans to cool down the extrusions and bring them to the room temperature in order to achieve hardness temper T4. After a while, separation of these extrusions take place when the extrusion is cut with a special movable hot saw. Post this, the separated extrusions are transferred onto cooling tables where they are allowed to cool. Then loaded onto aging carts where they are fed into artificial agers to be as hard as T5 and T6 temper. Now begins the next very crucial and critical journey of the extruded aluminium, where after aging, the aluminium products are tested for their quality, strength and other chemical properties. This is a 3-step process, after which the final raw products are either sent to the industries for supply or the raw extruded aluminium is now enhanced with heating, finishing which involves procedures like anodizations, painting, powder coating, sandblasting and sublimation, and lastly fabrication. The delivery and supply of quality aluminium is the last step of extrusion. The highlight is that any aluminium product we come across in the market or our surrounding has undergone extrusion, thus making extrusion a profitable venture. Well, by being able to open a factory in our own motherland, that is Rajasthan, a state in India, made us proud citizens. But the very next moment, we realized the bigger challenge of keeping our Mother Earth safe. And that's when we took up the task of making the entire extrusion process eco-friendly.